Pull out your dicks, get ready to fap. It's time for your favorite show, The Grease Trap. Pull out your dicks, get ready to fap. It's time for your favorite show, Grease Trap.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to The Grease Trap. Oh, man.
The Grease
Just a
Trap.
little bit of, just a little bit of context. We've all been shooting for, I don't know, like infinite days now. So, pretty done with The Grease
My
Trap.
contribution to the show will be this.
So, yeah, this is going to be a low effort, low energy grease. No, it's not. Of course not. We're going to dig deep. We're going to find the fucking inside.
We always do.
We're going to find it. It's got to be in there somewhere. Okay. We're going to do a grease trap. All right. So, what do I got? Oh, so I saw Bill. You guys see Bill Maher's comments last week about Biden and old people and ageism and stuff? Stop farting in the mic, Scotty. Come on. I can hit you now. Just remember I can hit you now. Please stop.
And there'll be proof you hit me.
I could always just fucking...
There'll be fucking... Paul's a witness,
that is
PJ.
true. You'd be like filming your own fucking demise.
Well, wait a minute.
If you lay but a finger on me... What the hell, TJ? Ah! No, why? I'm sorry, TJ. I'm sorry.
Jesus.
Why? I didn't do nothing. I was just sitting here.
Why did you hit me, TJ?
What happened to fucking Scotty?
Scotty's fine.
He hit me, Paul.
Shut up, Scotty. You're fine.
You hit him?
He fell down the stairs.
I fell.
You
He
monster.
fell down the fucking stairs.
I fell in the
dude.
bathtub.
You fucking
horrible.
monster.
No, Bill Maher, I saw him do various parts of it would have triggered you, Paul. And I found a transcript of it. I can't show this clip. But I should be able to fucking where's the transcript of that? Bill Maher transcript. What the fuck was that episode? Ageism, I guess. Yeah. Here we go. I think this is the one. The one. Yeah, this should be it. So he starts by fucking sucking Biden's cock, which I know will trigger Paul hardcore. And then he says some stuff later that really triggers the fuck out of me really bad.
Oh, damn. So it's like a double triggerer?
Yeah.
Oh.
So
You know what was strange about Bill Maher?
What's that?
I haven't really watched the show in a long time. Not because I hate him or anything. I mean, I don't agree with him on everything, but who does? I saw him on Joe Rogan, and he was just like, I'm like, okay, Bill Maher's like a performer, an entertainer. Like, he's done so many of these shows. I'm expecting this to be like a really dynamic episode because Joe Rogan can talk endlessly and Bill Maher can talk endlessly.
Yeah.
And Bill Maher is like a boring, doddering fuck just outside of his show, which is kind of the most surprising. Like, I've seen him do live streams where he smokes weed, and literally I'm like, this guy has got to be one of those guys that he must just have to prepare everything down to a gnat's ass. Because him extemporaneously is not that interesting. I don't know if you guys ever seen him just kind of off the cuff.
I mean, I've
before.
seen him in interviews where he was all right, but
Well, interviews, it's different. Like, interviews almost like he has like this different sort of thing, but like when he was like more like this is laid back, it was just he wasn't a super great storyteller or any sort of like, I don't know, just it was kind of weird to see.
well, he can't rely on his writing room at that point either. I don't know. Check this out. So this is it. And finally, new rule. 3 months into his presidency, it's time to admit that Joe Biden has been a huge disappointment. 2 comedians, laughter and applause. All the jokes we were stockpiling about ancient, doddering, sleepy Joe, useless. This man has been nothing short of sharp, focused, and completely on top of things. We were expecting a font of comedy gold about a senile geezer showing up to work in his pajama bottoms and plowing his motorcade into a farmer's market. Forget the dog. He was going to bite someone on the South Lawn. But a funny thing happened on the way to the old age home. Biden slayed the orange dragon and is now spearheading the most transformative administration since FDR, with an approval rating of 59%. Cheers and applause from the audience. Even the Joe Biden tics and gaffes that used to bug us, the hair smelling and the getting lost in a sentence and the challenging of random people to a fight in the parking lot.
And
gone.
the rape.
Biden stepped up his game. Yes, he got better at 78. What a mind-blowing concept that must be to the younger generation for whom writing someone off simply for their age is the last acceptable prejudice.
it's not even just about the age itself. Like, there's a generational divide. Like, that's why we have jokes about boomers and millennials and zoomers and all that shit, because there is a difference. It's just young people saying, I want someone to represent me, if they're going to represent me, that actually reflects what I believe, not what some fucking corporate, fucking centrist fucking puppet. Oh, the puppet here is doing better. Yeah, because Joe Biden was not even you were electing. You were electing the status quo that's like, it's not even so much about Sleepy Joe, but it's about you going back to sleep.
Scotty,
it's about you going back to
You're wrong about
sleep.
that, Scotty. This is the most transformative administration since FDR.
No, it's not.
FDR.
No, it's fucking not.
Oh, man.
You know, you can say that if maybe if everything every agenda that's being pushed right now was passed for America, yeah, maybe it would be like, it'd be a shift that people would be somewhat happy with, like, paid leave for fucking, paid time off. We're one of the only countries in the world that doesn't have that. There's definitely good things in there, but there's a huge elephant in the room that we're not really addressing so far. The administration seems kind of like, I haven't really heard about this, is climate change. That's the most pressing fucking concern for this planet.
If you listen to the administration on things that affect climate change, they seem to be determined to accelerate it, just like the Trump administration was.
I have to agree with you.
No action on the banning of fracking, no action on the Dakota Access Pipeline, no action on the destructive fucking oil rigs and drilling.
What about banning plastics as much as possible? What about phasing out shit like that?
No peeps on that. It's just bullshit. It's all smoke and mirrors with Joe Biden. And I got to tell you, dude, that fucking Bill Maher piece gave me the lib chills. Dude.
Oh, it's not done. It's not done.
Oh, it's not?
Oh, no.
Oh, no, he polishes
it goes on.
Dude,
it goes on.
This is a serious knob polisher.
Now, the excuse for this prejudice, ageism, to remind you, has always been we're a young country. What? I've been hearing that my whole life. America's a young country. Well, tonight I'd just like to say this. America, you're not that young anymore. It's time to stop doing stupid, teenage, immature things. And number one on the list is not getting the most fundamental trade-off in life. You're beautiful when you're young, wise when you're old. This is the only country in the world dumb enough to not get this most basic, intuitive, obvious, file it under duh concept. That if, as they say, you learn something new every day, it stands to reason someone who's logged 10,000 more days is going to be in general wiser.
Dude,
life is a series of patterns.
Dude, hold on.
By the way, Bill Maher just turned 65. I don't know if that has anything to do with his rhetoric at all.
Dude, Bill Maher is now equating Joe Biden with like King Solomon the Wise.
Dude.
Like, he is
King Biden the Wise.
He has gained so much experience, Paul, by being a career politician.
King Biden, both women lay claim to this child. What shall we do?
Is the irony not lost on anybody that what we're talking about is a guy that's entering into the twilight years of his actual functionality at what he does for a job? He's 65 years old. He's getting on up there himself.
Yeah.
And he's claiming that age equals wisdom, right? But he started this whole screed by sucking the dick of Joe Biden and claiming that he's the most progressive president since FDR. I'm pretty sure that Bill Maher said the same shit about Barack Obama. And if he didn't, he sure fucking treated Barack Obama like he was the most progressive president since FDR. So it seems like age sometimes just turns people into shills for the fucking DNC, Bill. Is that wisdom?
Completely. He said Amy Klobuchar was Paul, remember that shit? He was with a straight face. It's like, look, we need someone sensible. We need a centrist-like figure like Amy Klobuchar. That's a name I like to throw out right there. It's like, Bill Maher, where the fuck are you, bro?
It's like, boo.
He's such a fucking shill now. This is fucking pathetic, dude.
Hold on. Here's more. You don't see it the first time because it's not a pattern yet. But by the time you go, okay, I get it now. Yes, societies need youthful energy and fresh eyes on problems. And it's true it takes young people to start a revolution. But Joe Biden is the right man for this moment, precisely because he is old. Been there, done that, can be a virtue. He's getting things done on wealth inequality, Afghanistan, racial justice, and climate change that keyboard warriors only dream about while muttering, okay, boomer. Young, dumb, and full of cum. There's a season for that. But right now, I'll take old, stooped, and full of soup. And yet, instead of finding Biden's age an asset in America, it was his biggest obstacle. In the run-up to the last election, 37% of Americans were unabashed about telling pollsters they flat out wouldn't vote for someone over 70. Is there anything more piss ignorant than not using old people as a resource, not taking advantage of their accumulated knowledge?
Oh my God, dude, this is so salty. Dude, Bill, like, dude, you know what? No, I figured it out. Bill Maher finally got like probably a major rejection in his life because he was too old. Like he's probably like, I'm gonna hit this chick up. I'm famous, rich ass Bill Maher. Big Bill, I think you're a little too old for us. You know, we're just not. The vibe isn't right. You're too old.
So
I have wisdom. I have experience. Fuck these young bucks. They ain't doing nothing. They're at home on Twitter complaining. Well, old Joe Biden, slow and steady turtle, winning the race to save America. Well, a bunch of keyboard warriors whine and bitch on the internet.
So after, okay, so listen,
Bill Maher.
this is the part where I start to get super pissed.
Okay,
because the stuff before, I already knew Bill Maher was like,
I know he's an idiot. Yeah,
whatever, chill, fucking bullshit. But this is the part where I'm just like, what? Weren't you just okay? So he just did this big screed about like America's ageist. Listen to this part. Listen to how he fucking pivots from like America's too ageist and it's ridiculous and it's ageism. Do you know the reason why advertisers in this country love the 18 to 34 demographic? Because it's the most gullible. A third of people under 35 say they're in favor of abolishing the police, not defunding, but doing away with the police force altogether, which is less of a policy position and more of a leg tattoo. Boomer audience laughs. 36% of millennials think it might be a good time to try communism, but much of the world did try it. I know millennials millennials think that doesn't count because they weren't alive when it happened, but it did happen. And there are people around who remember it. Pining for communism is like pining for Betamax or MySpace. Boomer audience laughs again. So when you say you're old, you don't get it. Get what? Abolish the police and the border patrol and capitalism and cancel Lincoln? No, I get it. The problem isn't that I don't get what you're saying or that I'm old. The problem is that your ideas are stupid. It's like, wait a minute. You realize that being ageist against young people is still ageism, right? Like, didn't you just fucking go on this big anti-ageist screed and now all of a sudden it's like, these goddamn millennials, they're the real problem,
That's nakedly what it is. This is old man yells at cloud.
Hey, you fucking cloud! You're sitting up there all fluffy and white. You think you're better than me, you fucking cloud? I'll kick your ass. Come on down here to the earth. Come on down to earth, you fucking cloud. I'll show you what for, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, dude, if you had met me when I was a younger man, I'd put you on your ass in one punch.
Like, dude, sometimes people do live a lot of life and they gain a lot of wisdom as a result of that, but age does not necessarily equal wisdom.
So here's the thing. Do you know the reason why advertisers in this country love the 18 to 34 demographic? Because it's the most gullible? No, it's because they're the ones that are just starting out in life who need more shit.
Well, it's a flawed human premise.
Not only that, you know who actually targets people for being gullible? Scammers. And you know who they target? The elderly.
Not only
all
that,
the time.
Because their fucking marbles ain't all there no
Guys,
more.
but you have to think about this. Being imagine back in the day, like 10,000 years ago, being old was actually a fucking accomplishment. It wasn't just like, yeah, everyone gets to be old, kind of, right? Because right now we're all assuming we'll end up as old fucks. Like back in the day, there was no assumption like I will be old. It's like I probably won't be old. So going to someone who was actually old back in the fucking day made sense because like, how the fuck did you live to be 40?
Oh, dude, have you guys watched?
Paul, listen to this, Boomer Jim. You think someone 80 is hopeless because they can't use an iPhone? Maybe the one who's hopeless is the one who can't stop using it.
Yeah! Mic drop!
Boom! Boom!
I don't think, dude, I don't know. What can we even say now?
Oh, he goes after Twitch after that. This is the one that really was clipped and pissed people off. You think I'm out of it because I'm not on Twitch? Maybe I get Twitch, but I just think people watching other people play video games is a waste of fucking time.
Oh my God, how out of touch. Hey, guys, I know what Twitch is. It's like a site where people play games other losers watch.
What an idiot. Dude,
God,
have you guys had the occasion to watch actual like local broadcast TV in the last year or two?
I might have
couple of
I think
times.
I've been over at my parents' house.
And
Yeah.
they watch the
seen
local
some.
news.
I
Yeah,
So
think I've
last time I visited my mom,
yeah, there you go.
right? I was over there and they had we were watching. This was actually like right before the Super Bowl. You guys remember when like Mahomes was running up to the Super Bowl and shit? I can't remember who he was, but I was over at my mom's house visiting and we were watching a football game, and the commercials that came on broadcast TV, which is primarily and almost exclusively used by boomers and people that are older, were insultingly stupid, vapid, basically like tiny little infomercials. So instead of running a block of like commercials, local TV stations run infomercials now in between things, like little 10-minute infomercials. So it's like the slap chop or the fucking whatever the fuck
God.
it is, or the special lumbar back pillow or whatever. It's like Bill Maher's fucking whole argument falls apart, and all you have to do is tune into your local TV station because they're not trying to sell that shit to fucking hip teenagers. It's like literal boomer advertisement. The very people giggling at his glib jokes are being duped every fucking second of the day into buying stupid fucking bullshit. As it turns out, Bill, that's something that's true across the generation gap. There are dupes that are 18-year-olds buying sneakers that aren't worth shit, spending all their money on fucking stupid looking shit. And there are boomers and fucking greatest generation rejects that are buying fucking neck braces and fucking automatic foot massagers. And
Paul, the last little closing line of his diatribe actually takes aim at an idea I've heard you support before. 20% of Gen Z agree with the statement, society would be better off if all property was owned by the public and managed by the government. And another 29% say they don't know if that's a good idea. Here's who does know. Anyone who wasn't born yesterday.
oh my god.
And that's the closing remark.
Capitalism is great.
Fuck off. What's the appropriate response now? Okay, boomer.
Yeah.
Okay. Even though you tried to fucking diffuse it by mentioning it in your stupid little I'm getting old and I'm insecure about it screed, I'll go ahead and use it because it's something that the Zoomers have come up with that's actually fucking useful in contexts like this. So to your screed, Mr. Marr, I say, okay, boomer. Whatever you say, boomer.
Okay, boomer. What a doofus. I just love
you know
it,
what,
man.
dude? I got to be honest with you, man. And maybe it was because I was more fucking naive, but there was a time where I kind of like actually liked Bill Maher.
Dude,
No, I used to like Bill Maher a lot. Yeah.
Let me say this. Here's the difference between Bill Maher then and Bill Maher now. Because I also used to like Bill Maher. Bill Maher was always an arrogant fuck.
Yes.
Yeah,
He was always a fucking snob, and he was always a prick, and he always had a shit ton of
him.
Politically incorrect. I mean, he had some balls when he went out and
But
said
you know what?
9/11 shit.
Right. So here's the difference.
They're
between
not
him,
cowards.
Here's the difference between him now and him then. So back then, I didn't agree with everything he said.
No.
But I did sometimes. Like when he was wrong, it was like, oh, fucking goddamn you, Bill Maher.
Right, but it didn't come off like,
yeah, go Bill Maher, yeah.
Right.
But now you don't. There's no good takes mixed in anymore. It's like 100% bad take, Bill Maher.
It's lost a lot of the fucking joie de vivre too. Like I have HBO Max because I got it to watch Kong and fucking whatever Mortal Kombat. Now that that's over, I'm looking to switch it up, but. I've peeped in on fucking Real Time a couple of times sitting in here late at night. And he had some take. Like, I'll be honest. I watched, it wasn't fucking recent, but it was probably like, I don't know, like a month ago, something like that. I sat in here late at night and I watched an episode of Real Time.
Yeah.
Right? Whatever the most recent one was. And I can't remember what the fucking broad topics were and shit, but I do remember him still he still had takes I agreed with. Like he had a couple of fucking takes in there that I was like, all right. I think he was talking about the border wall shit and how like Biden should cancel the fucking border wall and all that shit. And I was like, yeah, right. You know what I mean? Of course he should.
Right.
But there's something missing from Bill Maher that isn't about me agreeing or not. Because like back in the day, the way he presented and the boisterousness with which he defended his positions kind of diffused the fact that he had some piss poor takes. You know what I mean? Because he was willing to bring people on that disagreed him and give them their equal fair share of fucking time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So now it just feels like stroke sesh. Like I know you've probably seen his Milo interview. He somehow
back in the day,
he somehow fucking finds a way to bring Milo Yiannopoulos on the show and make him look better. You know what I mean? Like that's not Bill Maher back in the fucking 90s would have eviscerated.
It was
Milo.
super weird because Milo comes on. Bill Maher's like, "You're the next Hitchens. You're great."
Yeah,
and then like
Milo revealed to be a piece of
shit.
shit.
A week later, Milo gets canceled and shit.
Yeah.
Right.
And then Bill Maher's like, "I took out Milo, you guys. You're welcome. I took him down.
Yeah.
Everybody, round of applause for me, Bill Maher. I took down Milo.
Milo was garbage. I'd take out the trash. Bill Maher right here.
Bill Maher done it. Bill Maher done it.
Yeah, I remember
Maher
after
Squad.
that show when he said that shit. You like the next Hitchens? I was like, well, number one, I was like, no, and then number two was like, what the fuck is Bill Maher smoking, dude? Like, I want some of that shit. Do you believe fucking Milo was gonna be the next Hitchens? Because no, I don't see it.
Fuck Bill Maher.
Yeah, I don't know. For me, it just was.
You know what really broke my heart, TJ?
I don't watch his show anymore, but I do watch these new rules segments because they get clipped up and put on YouTube. And I gotta say, like, the amount of like back in the day, I used to agree with about half of them. Now I haven't heard one I agree with in like years. I still watch them because I don't know. I guess I've done with glutton for punishment or something.
Dude,
I can't watch the show anymore because you're right. It's way too dick sucky now. There's never any fucking interesting topics or discussions or, there's not any good back and forth there because he pretty much brings on safe space guests now.
Yeah, it's sad, dude. Well, you know why I can't? Well, you know the big deal is now because they don't want to be like you're basically going to say if he brings on a guest like that, and this is where Bill Maher should have pushback is like, I mean, look, I'll give you a perfect example. Jimmy Kimmel had fucking that stupid Mike Lindell guy, the fucking My Pillow guy, on his show. People didn't want him to do that, so it's kind of sad that the state of it where Jimmy Kimmel will bring someone on and Bill Maher would rather just bring a bunch of liberal guests on. It's like no. He used to have a bunch of Republicans on. He'd have Republican fucking congressmen on. He'd argue with them and debate with them and fucking swear around them and make them uncomfortable.
Yeah.
He had that going on. It was like there was a little bit of danger to Bill Maher. Now it's like he's so fucking safe. And I just don't.
Do you know what I miss? Let me tell you a little story about like Bill Maher and when I really started liking him. Like I liked his show back in the day.
Me and TJ went to a taping of Real Time. I don't know if you know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
I went to a taping. You guys went to a taping in LA?
Yes.
Yeah. I went to a taping of Real Time with Bill Maher in LA back in fucking 1998 on a field trip for a drama outing. We got because you know how you get tickets, you just call.
Well, that must have been politically incorrect.
Oh, it was politically incorrect. Yeah. It was cool. It was me and a bunch of high school kids sitting in the audience, and it was a raucous fucking crowd. You know what I mean? It was a cool fucking show.
Show.
Yeah. It's actually the only show, like TV show, that I've ever sat in on a taping of. So that's kind of cool that we've both seen Bill Maher in that context.
Only thing I saw a taping of either. Yeah, really? I was a big enough fan to like show there and go. Yeah.
Well, because it was so easy to get in. Because like
it was, dude. All we did was write and say like we live in the LA area and we like to go. And then like they contacted me like 2 weeks in advance. Like just give us you have to give them your name. Like we got you down for like 3 tickets. And me, TJ, and our dad went and saw the taping.
Dude, we heard because like we were walking around Hollywood. Me and a group of like 5 of my friends. We were allowed to go and walk around Hollywood a little bit. Yeah. Field trips used to be very different, by the way, especially theater field. My band members will jump on me too. Like the chaperoning wasn't really there, but me and my friends were wandering around Hollywood. We overheard some tourists talking about like, oh yeah, I want to go to a taping of Bill Maher. It's right over there. Blah, 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 blah. And we were like, oh shit. So we all went in and got a taxi and went over there, not knowing how to get in at all. We walked up to the door and there was a dude standing there. And we were like, yeah, we'd like to see the taping. And the dude looked at a bunch of fucking teenagers and was like, get in there. We didn't call. We didn't make a fucking appointment.
That's awesome.
It was just like 5 of us. And we were all dressed like, I was all pierced up at the time and shit. So we were all dressed up like, alt rockers and shit. And he was like, "Get the fuck in there!" Yeah, it's fucking. What was it again? What was the name? Because I always think of Real Time now.
Politically incorrect.
Politically incorrect. Right. Like, get the fuck in there. But you know what really broke my heart about Bill Maher?
What?
There, and you will back me on this, both of you. During the atheist times on YouTube, the 2007, 2008 atheist years, right? There was a lot of this like huffy, snuffy, erudite, shit like, yes, and then the tautology of the argument falls apart. And one of the reasons like I gravitated towards TJ is because he was the anti that, right? He knew how to use those words and concepts, but make it actually fun and digestible for like average people that could fucking like didn't go to fucking college for 9 years, right? And weren't sniffing their own farts. And so like Bill Maher, so like we all had all this academic type of shit to refer to. Like we had the arguments of Hitchens, right? We had the arguments of Richard Dawkins, who was a little spicier than Hitchens sometimes, but still kept it very like, scientific-y, right?
Right.
Then along comes Bill Maher and he drops Religulous.
Yeah.
And say what you want about the movie. It's not the greatest movie ever made, but I remember back in the day going like, fuck yes. Somebody's being irreverent, like openly, obviously poking their finger in the face of these people and laughing at them. And I was like, thank
I love
goodness.
that movie.
I really do like that movie a lot.
My ass off. It was funny
we went all the way to New Orleans to see it too. We're like,
I mean, that's a funny fucking movie.
Like we want to see this movie badly.
And that was to me probably like the height of me actually like liking what Bill Maher was doing.
Well, it was because he was doing, like, I felt like in a big way that he was like a guy that made it that I didn't think he was taking cues from our little community, but it was like, whoa, he's doing what we're kind of doing. When I say our community, I mean like Katie before he went insane, Cody Weber before he went insane, me, you, fucking, what was that fucking? I forget all the names of all the old fucking. You know the community I'm talking about. The ones that didn't try and present every argument like they were farting into a fucking champagne glass and then
right.
Oh yes, atheism, the refined man. Yeah.
Right. And he was like a mainstream example of that worked, and it felt like a validation of what I was doing and what the little group I had thrown my lot in with was doing, and to have him just turn into like an old bitter prune that's just sitting there like talking about how like kids don't know nothing and blah, 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 and just making bad faith arguments.
Shit.
It just
it's
sucks.
The post-atheism shit. And dude, like I've seen the line so clearly defined on YouTube and other places. Like these people was like everyone was like, Christianity sucks. This is why it sucks. This is why it's bullshit. And then when it's kind of just like, we're over that. It's all downhill from there, dude. I don't know why. I really don't know why, but it just has been for a lot of these people, like Bill Maher. I mean, I can't think of the last time. Like me and TG used to watch that shit all the fucking time.
So Bill Maher is actually trending on Twitter right now as we're recording this.
Oh,
for being a lib.
No, it's for cryptocurrency shit. He's probably actually right on a lot of that, but whatever.
But he's the old guy saying it now, so it's like, oh, Bill, you don't get it.
I mean, considering what he said, considering his last week,
what did he say?
I don't know. I'd have to if I played it. The last time we played anything with Bill Maher, we got super fucking hammered by it. But
can we just listen to it then?
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. Is the audio is gonna fucking trigger copyright shit?
Oh, the audio itself will.
Yeah. It'll fucking get.
He's super fucking litigious about it, unfortunately,
or at least
HBO is. Yeah.
I can find a transcript of it. Cryptocurrency.
Oh, did he go on a crypto rant?
I guess he did.
It's a new rules on crypto. Okay, well, there's articles about it.
It'll probably have a fucking transcript at some point. See, this might be it.
Yeah, if this is it, then you can use this.
No, this is old.
Well, let's see some of the hot takes on the internet. Because I saw someone on Reddit saying Bill Maher went full boomer.
Where is it?
Right.
Oh, Bill Maher just went full boomer. This is on a cryptocurrency subreddit. Well, that was gross. Bill Maher did a crypto segment at the end of his show tonight full of misinformation and quotes that were disproven months and years ago. Worst part is He compared it to the housing crisis, which is the centralization we're all trying to move away from. I usually like Bill Maher's show, but he can fuck off tonight. He doesn't have to like crypto. We're happy owning his share. Edit. This is just butthurt crypto fanboys.
That's what it sounds like.
I mean, whatever.
But we can only see like a bunch of these. There's a lot of crypto.
I mean, without going
now.
and looking at his take or whatever, I don't know. But like, if he's
he's triggering them, so he's probably just saying like, look, this is speculation.
I mean, if he's going to say it's a bubble, that's true. If he's going to say that it's like harmful for the environment, that's true. But I don't know.
What the fuck is it at this point?
I mean, maybe there's some other stuff he says that's not true. I don't know. I'd have to go look.
But, I haven't heard it, so I've learned to reserve judgment on that shit.
Yeah, and I'd play it if I could.
But it would not shock me if the guy that we just covered a transcript of his fucking monologue made some boomer takes on crypto. Yeah,
there probably are.
Yeah, it wouldn't shock me.
I would be surprised if there was like a solid understanding of how blockchain technology worked in there. Because I'll be honest, even my understanding of that's like kind of
I stay out of that shit. I made a kind of joking tweet about it the other day that people seem to think was funny, and that's basically where that's as close to crypto as I go. I know when I'm out of my depth.
You kind of think of it as like an encrypted digital ledger, I guess. That things are kept track of it. Like,
you lost me at ledger, bro.
Okay, so they write in the ledger like Paul's ego has 1,000 Dogecoin, and then when you sell it, it's like Paul's ego sold his Dogecoin. Only it's not gonna be Paul's ego; it's gonna be whatever your
and you can verify.
It'll be nothing, right? It's a randomly blockchain generated identifier that only I have because I own the fucking key to it.
Yeah.
Which fucking just is that's so strange to me, and so like I understand the reason behind it. Like I've heard people talk about blockchain before. I'm not totally fucking stupid on the topic, but to say that I have any understanding about the technology that goes into making it encrypted and how you verify that you're the actual key holder and shit, I have no fucking clue.
That's beyond my pay grade. I've watched a few tutorial videos and been like, yeah, I guess I kind of understand the concepts, but not really.
A lot of people don't realize to me, and I think you realize this, TJ, like you don't, like as into stocks and stuff as you are, like you and Scotty, if you ever did, stop coming to me with stuff like that a time ago. And that's just a function of you knowing that my personality is incredibly risk adverse, right? So well, when it comes to money, especially. So, I don't like the stock market because I feel like it's going to crash any moment, and I feel like I'm going to put what I've got in it, and then all of a sudden I'm going to lose it. See,
I'm actually looking forward to the crash in a way because it's like, oh, everything's cheap now. It's like, all right, now's the time to buy.
Well, that's the thing. It's like I was talking about this on a Ideology the other day, and it's pretty interesting. Somebody asked me, and they're like, Paul, like you've talked about how you bought a couple of houses. Can you tell me give me advice? And at first my thing was like, dude, I'm not a fucking real estate agent. I don't know. But then I started thinking about it, and I really did make some maybe inadvertently smart moves. I got very lucky. So I bought my first piece of property at 22. And I use this to illustrate, by the way that money has been extracted from young people in just my lifetime. At 22, working at a Starbucks, slinging fucking lattes for a living, I was able to afford not an opulent house, but I bought a condo and I owned it. Right, it was owned by Paul Parkey Jr. and that was my house. Right, I was 22, signed the mortgage documents, was able to get that first time home buyer 0% down thing, was able to get a really non-predatory loan because I was very lucky to have a friend of the family that was a real estate agent that came and helped me negotiate, and I was doing good, right? And then the housing market crashed. Well, I lost I didn't pay a fucking bunch of money anyway because the housing market, like when I bought it wasn't great for condos and shit. It was like more speculation houses and shit. So it wasn't like I lost a little bit of value. But my intent wasn't to flip it. My intent was to live in it, and I did for 8 years. When the housing market recovered and I went to sell it, I doubled my money. Now, if I'd have sold at the height of the housing market, I probably could have tripled or quadrupled my money. But see, the long game paid off in the end for me. Then when that crash happened, right, the 2008 housing crash,
Right
around then, my wife at the time and I were looking to get out of that condo and into an actual house with a yard and maybe a pool or something. And the houses that we were able to actually walk into and consider were so out of our pay grade just 6 months earlier, right, before the crash. So it had actually functionally made a lot of these properties accessible to young professionals, which is what we were. I was a fucking technology consultant. She was a fucking, she I won't say what she was, but she was a professional. You guys know what she was. And we were able to afford to buy a house that functionally, like, now people that were that age and in that position would be, you know, completely priced out of.
Right.
So that is one positive to like a housing bubble popping, is like young people can jump on that and actually get a piece of property that will gain value for them over time.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, like, there is always, these boom and bust cycles that happen in our economy. Like, part of the thing about the bust is that, you know, hopefully it brings prices down enough that people can actually afford some shit. But then, of course, the bubbles go right back into effect. So,
of course. And that's the thing, is you've got to be careful in doing it, because predatory lending, there's really been no functional action on it. So you can get caught up in a progressive rate loan that ends up having a big balloon payment that you can't make.
I love hearing about this stuff now with like the housing bubble and the stock bubble and the crypto bubble. They're like, like, there's no bubbles going on. The housing market is fundamentally different this time. Like,
I've heard people say,
okay.
Look, I've heard fucking people in the economic sector or whatever the fuck, like people who are supposed to be experts being like, yeah, there are bubbles, but this time the bubbles are fundamentally different and they're not gonna pop.
Oh, okay.
I'm just like,
They're just like, so the absolute nature of a bubble has changed. I get it.
Yeah, this feels like 2006 as far as housing. And so it's like a couple years like, and we went 2008.
A lot of these people are invested in the continuation. And by the way, when I say continuation, I mean total and utter continuation of the same exact policies that created the last bubble with the added. I was talking to Zonster about this. You remember Zonster from back in the day? He was he popped into a ideology, and he was like, he's kind of a lib, you know what I mean? He always has been.
Yeah.
And he was like I don't hate him for it, because I've known him for a long time. We're old friends and shit, but like, you know. And he was like, I'm growing a little bit concerned that there may be a housing bubble. And I was like, oh, Zonster. Not only is there a housing bubble, there's a crazy different, possibly even worse housing bubble than the one that was created in 2008 looming right on the horizon. Like all of these speculative properties that were bought, and this was hugely popular amongst young people and old people who were looking to invest their money in something that they thought couldn't lose. And you guys know what I'm talking about, purchasing properties to rent them out to vacationers. So buying a little fucking beach house for a bunch of money, but pays Airbnb for itself because you charge people through fucking, whatever. What's that fucking? I don't know why I'm brain farting.
Airbnb.
Oh, there's a bunch. Yeah, Airbnb. There's a couple.
There's
of
other ones as well.
I was brain farting on Airbnb. I've used it a bunch of times. I've stayed on the beach a bunch of times by people that purchase these properties that are clearly speculative. They're decorated more like upscale hotel rooms than homes. Clearly, they have no intention of living in them. Right? They're amenitied like an upscale hotel room.
They're an investment.
Right. They're an investment. Guess what happens when nobody fucking COVID lockdown happens and nobody wants to stay in your Airbnb? Now you got to make the note, but the income that you use to make the note isn't there anymore. So you default on your loan, or you get mortgage default protection that runs out in a couple of months. Right? That's true. We've got this looming mortgage default protection and rent default protection that all ends in a couple of months, and all of that money is still owed. A lot of people think like, oh, it was like rent forgiveness. No, your landlord can come after you and go like, all right, you owe me for fucking 8 months rent. We got to work out how you're going to pay for the last 8 months, and then you also owe me for this month's rent.
Yep. And then some people are just be like, well, I'm fucked.
Yep. And the same goes for these people that made these mortgage moves and bought like 3 or 4 Airbnb properties.
There's these insane bidding wars going on for these properties. Like, there are people like literally hear the shit like waiving all contingencies, going over the asking price, waiving home inspections. You are going to have an avalanche of people who are, when they see these prices go down for a house that they didn't know is going to have a bunch of fucking problems, deep regrets. And it's human psychology. What happens when a bunch of people start to feel like they got the raw end of the fucking deal? People will abandon these homes in droves, just like they did before, because they're going to go, oh, wait, the house that I bought sight unseen that has $100,000 worth of repairs needed, that's now not worth that. Plus, I'm underwater in the house. Yeah, I'm going to keep this property.
Right.
We're going to walk the fuck away.
See, if you're smart about it, you don't get gaffled up in that. Even if the market is up and you buy at a relatively high or a median margin point, right? Like you don't get gaffled up. If your intention is to use that house as a place to live.
Exactly. Well, that's
for a
different.
long
That's
term.
a totally different story.
Right.
That's a totally different story.
But doing this casino fucking royale, pull of the old one-armed bandit, and buy it. Like, you know how many fucking people that didn't have a ton of money took what they did have and rolled it into these like, oh, I'm going to get like 2 or 3 Airbnbs in a couple of big cities.
Yep. Oh,
they pay for themselves. They look at the value constantly going up. I'll own a piece of property and now all of a sudden, just what I talked about that your landlord can do to you if you've been under rent forgiveness, the banks are going to be doing to them. They're going to go, mortgage forgiveness is over. You owe us for fucking 12 months worth of mortgage.
Yeah.
And they're going to be like, well, I don't got it. Well, then you're going to have to fucking sell us the house basically through bankruptcy.
Well, the other thing is like the banks are not even, I mean, they're going to be in a fucking rough position too, because they're going to have all this property that they can't fucking unload because there's going to be way more fucking people defaulting.
Which is exactly what happened in the 2000. I'm sorry to cut you off, Scotty.
Drive those prices right on down.
That's
I think you're going to say the same
happened.
anyways.
That's exactly what happened in 2008.
Yep.
The banks
overextended
loans to people who couldn't pay them. And then when the loans came due and they defaulted, all of the tranches of bad debt came home to roost, and the banks didn't have enough fucking liquidity to pay it. They were underwater, and the American people had to come out of pocket to make them solvent again.
Yep.
And that's going to happen again.
Yeah.
Oh, it's totally going to happen. There's no way it's not. And I mean, like, I understand what people are saying. Like, a lot of these realtors are talking about, they're like, well, it's the scarcity of housing.
Well, here's the crazy thing,
it's like,
too.
yeah, because we're not actually dealing with housing in a smart way, which is we need to subsidize housing completely. They've done in other countries. It's what makes sense. If for affordable housing, there needs to be a solution beyond whatever the market is. It's like letting the stock market set the price of your house. That's kind of fucking crazy.
Oh, but check it out. Yeah, I mean, like you look at what these all these markets driven by human psychology do. I mean, it's just like, woo. It'll always go up more and more and more and more and more and more. Right? That's how things work.
Dude, that's the invisible hand of the market, TJ.
Oh, yeah.
The invisible hand of the market's a little shaky. I don't know. No, but that's just, and the crazy thing about it is that's just one trove of debt that's going to come home to roost, to use Paul's turn of phrase, like credit card debt, student loan debt. There's probably a bunch of other debts I'm fucking forgetting about. There's so much debt in this country. People live on debt. Every fucking day. Here's every fucking day in my mailbox. I go to my mailbox. There's no, like, we don't fucking send letters to each other anymore. So basically what's in there is like debt, coupons, bill collectors asking for money from me, and then other people being like, hey man, you want to start a new line of credit with us?
Scotty,
want some more debt?
Some more debt? You're way more economically you're way more economically minded than I am. So correct me if I'm wrong about this. But
I know.
This is how upside down the fucking iceberg is, right? Wealth is debt in America. So, like, a lot of people that are wealthy, their liquidity, which is what they can spend and splash out on, is all what they like to call cheap money. Low interest rate loans from big banks of massive amounts of money that they're happy to give because the person has a solvent, proven business.
And they have plus it's a tax break
Right.
for the individual because they're
Because-
not actually taking that as income.
Right, because you're not
Now-
right. You're taking it as debt. It's an investment or whatever the fuck.
And you're paying interest, and that interest is also tax deductible. So you're
Right,
paying a
so
way
that-
lower rate through an LLC usually, or some sort of tax structure that you made it set up to minimize your tax burden as much as humanly possible.
Right. So that on the individual level, that's how it's working, right? You extrapolate that out to the corporate level, and as I understand it, the Wall Street game is to take tranches of these loans that are individually rated very poorly,
Yes.
put them together as a package,
Yeah, to make it more
and have
attractive.
that package rated highly to make the functional appearance of all of the risky or bad loans better.
What's about mitigating your risk? Because they basically look at the numbers. So when you have a default rate, they basically have an algorithm that tells them, like, this is the percentage of default rate. So if you own one of these loans, high risk, right? Because let's say only 40% of these people to 20% of these people in this category default traditionally. Now, you might have different numbers, who knows? But if you have a big group of them, it looks really attractive. It's like, well, 80% of this is going to pay you.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
The
So it's
failure
like,
rates can't be
so
over
they
80
package
or
a
over
lot of
20%.
dog. It's like basically packaging up a dog turd, but in a nice package.
Yeah, they sprinkle some fucking good
Ooh,
stuff
look
in
at this
with the dog
here.
turd too. It's like, oh yeah.
But it
okay.
doesn't
Most Americans are
account for-
completely over leveraged.
But it doesn't account for any of the things that we're talking about, right? In terms of how it's presented as an investment opportunity, betting on these what are they called? Collateralized obligations or whatever it is.
Well, think about it. It accounts for it. It accounts for it just fine because
No, they realize it's going to happen.
Yeah, because they're like, okay, so eventually this is all going to fall apart. And then what do we do then? Well, we just go to the U.S. government and we say,
well,
hey,
either
guys,
that. Hold on.
wanna-
Either they
Go ahead.
go with their handout to the American people again,
Yeah.
or they operate on the other side of it and bet that it's all going to fail and make a bunch of money and short it.
or both.
They're going to do both.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, you have to remember, like, the game is rigged. So what ends up happening is eventually you have all these powerful bankers and the government get into a room and they go, oh, shit, dude, the slot machine's a little broke. It's a little wonky. Okay. So government, if you don't do this, functionally, there'll be a credit freeze in the United States. All these consumers and these people you want to keep happy, credit card no worky.
Yeah.
Right.
So then, wait,
That
think about how
No,
everyone
they
in this
can't buy a
country-
house.
Wait,
They can't have the American
Yeah.
dream. So do you, as the government, who's going to take all the fucking heat, do you want to go out there and tell them we fucked it up?
so basically, people don't have money in this country. A lot of people live on debt. People just live on debt because that's just how you have to do it.
It's a
we
way
don't-
of life for most people.
The lower class, middle class, even up to like
Up to the
upper middle class living on massive.
No, everybody.
Billionaires live on it.
everyone.
There
It's an
are
addiction.
literally billionaires out there that have functionally zero liquidity. They don't take any
Right.
money out of the company. They take these big tranches of loans and use that debt to finance their lifestyle personally,
So,
and
you
use
got
it
an
as a
entire
tax
country-
write-off and claim very little
Because
income.
you know why? It feels so much better to
but
spend
hey,
debt. No, it really does. It feels because TJ, if you have a credit card, even if in totality, no, it's much worse. But if I have $100 and I have a credit card, I'd say, TJ, which one do you want to use? It's psychologically going to feel for a lot of people better to put because I'm not paying that money now.
It's
Yeah,
like
I can slow
wimpy.
pay
It's
it.
like
Slow
I'll
pay it.
gladly pay you Tuesday for a hamburger today. You know?
Yeah.
Right. But so wait, the point is that these banks know, these financial institutions know, hey, America runs on the debt and it's all to us. So when it comes to, it's like, hey, guys, we're fucked. You need to
But
bail
here's
us out.
the thing, though, TJ.
Oh, well, if you don't bail us out, then you can't live on our debt anymore. So
Here's the thing, though, TJ. In a sinister fucking turn of events, it doesn't all belong to the financial institutions. It belongs to foreign countries by and large.
a lot
Because
of it does, yeah.
well, no, that's what I'm talking about.
Japan,
When you talk about the
China,
national
Germany.
debt, that debt ultimately, if it's defaulted on, transfers to the federal government. So it is part of the federal government's debt. It's part of the overall federal government's debt, and there are huge investments from China, Russia, the European Union, Great Britain. Every fucking corner of the globe owns a piece of that debt.
Let's go ahead and take a look. This is Make sure this is updated here. When is this from? Updated on April 30th. Okay,
Yeah,
sure.
this is good.
So this is actually who owns the U.S. national debt. Okay.
Right.
So we have debt held by the public, intra-government debt. So
The public owes most of the debt.
the Treasury owes this part. So the intra-government debt, the Treasury owes this part of the debt to other federal agencies. In February 2021, intra-government holdings totaled more than $6 trillion. Why would the government owe money to itself? Some agencies, like the Social Security Trust Fund, take in more revenue from taxes than they need. Rather than stick this cash under a giant mattress, these agencies invest in U.S. treasuries.
So they have a return on the money.
So this is like the government owes other parts of the government money.
Sure.
And then there's debt that's held by the public, which is like people who buy like bonds and shit, right? So let's see.
Or just credit card,
Public
or
holds-
live on credit card debt. This is publicly
Foreign
owned
governments
debt.
hold about a third of the public debt, while the rest is owed by the U.S. banks and investors. Okay, so they're talking about public debt, yeah.
Yes.
State and
the
local
public
governments,
programs, yeah.
mutual funds, pensions funds, insurance companies, and savings bonds.
Look, read this bullet point.
So foreign, 7.07 trillion in debt to foreign countries.
Japan owes
1.28 trillion.
Yep.
China owes 1.06
Oh, no, not owes. They own.
trillion.
They
Own,
own.
Yeah, they own.
Which is more than a third of foreign holdings. So
So
the
a
debt
third of
overall
foreign holdings are owned by China and Japan collectively. We're talking
Right.
about a third of the debt in America. So this green
No,
bar,
a third of the foreign holdings. So we owe the national debt's 28.1 million. Foreign countries hold about 7 trillion of that.
right?
So they hold about, I don't know, like a fourth, somewhere around there.
Right.
I'm not super good at
That's a
Popping that
lot.
out.
That's still a lot.
a lot. They do own a lot.
A fifth
Yeah,
of
it's like a
the
fifth.
national debt that we have as a country is owed directly to foreign countries.
Actually, it's
who
more
also
like a fourth.
are
It's
increasingly
about a fourth.
participating in our markets as they enter out of the industrialization age and become fucking first world nations. Places like what do you think investing in American markets from abroad is?
Right.
It's it's a literal transfer of power from American marketplaces to foreign hands. And it's completely fucking legal. Foreign corporations are completely fucking legal to buy stock in American corporations through the right fucking process.
Oh yeah, of course. Well, I mean,
America's
look,
for sale. There's a big for sale sign on this motherfucker, and a lot of other countries are buying.
Well, dude, I don't see why they wouldn't make investments. I mean, because really, if you think about it, it really has to do with, it's not only the government, it's business. And these businesses want to be anywhere they possibly can be. So they're just like, look, there's so many Chinese companies that want to come into the U.S. market right now. And how do you think they even were able to build anything over there? These companies, these multinationals clearly have a bunch of fucking deals where it's like, hey, we do want this to happen. We do want we do want this exchange of goods. I mean, if you think about globalism and the way it's really been shaping up, it's like most of these major governments have pushed these massive free trade deals, which is basically like, look, countries with wealthier consumers, they can't afford to make the products there cheaply enough because they have to pay people too much. So they'd have to export that to the third world. Then they send it back to us, and we can take those materials and make whatever the fuck we want. That's actually going to have that value. And of course, it's all done on debt. You need debt. So it's like the game is completely fucking rigged. If you're a part of this club, if you're part of one of these big companies, it doesn't matter what fucking nation you're in. Like, they're looking to come over here. We're looking to go over there. The companies are what's really fucking leading to the spread of this, which is surprising to me why, like, it's America's, especially under Trump, when so nationalistic. It's like, I don't see how this really benefits these companies, because you figure they would want, and same thing in the UK, you figure they would want more of this shit.
Right.
Yeah, I always saw, when I was a kid, I always saw the rich guy as Scrooge McDuck swimming around in his big fucking ocean of money. But really, it's more like he'd be swimming around in his big ocean of debt. Like, yes, I control the most debt.
Well, it is the money.
I'm
here.
the richest duck in Duckburg.
If everyone is paying you. Oh, whoa.
Sorry.
It's Paul was doing like a 60s music video. Just spinning around.
It's so wacky.
The wackiest show yet.
This is the wackiest show. No, man, I just feel, you know what just pisses me off the most is like all the fucking bullshit, all the fucking waste of time shit that they tried to teach me in fucking school. No one ever just said like, hey, here's an explainer about debt. Because, of course, they don't want you equipped with that knowledge going into the world.
No.
You know what I mean?
But you can sit and endlessly learn about how to, do factors, even though you'll never work with math in your life.
Yeah, I mean, most of us are never going to fuck with that, okay? Like, okay, I get it. Some people do.
Right.
I mean, look,
and it should be available.
You just saw me struggle a moment ago to figure out what percentage of fucking 28/7 was when it's literally almost a perfect fourth.
Right.
Right? And I'm like, it's like a fourth or a fifth. I don't know.
Somewhere around there.
So you really think I'm gonna be sitting down like, yeah, fucking doing some equations and shit? No. So why did I have to learn that? Why did I have to learn something that I had no proclivity for whatsoever? Like, I get it. I get why I need to know like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, maybe some basic algebra. I get why maybe I needed to know that kind of shit.
Me agree.
But like,
me agree,
TJ.
Hey.
Yeah.
Me agree.
Hey, Banana Monkey. What's up, buddy?
You bad accounting practices have lost Banana Monkey much money, TJ.
I don't think so, Banana Monkey.
Oh, yes.
I've paid a lot into your Banana Monkey system.
Banana Monkey down many banana because you, TJ.
That's bullshit. I've given you so many bananas. I've seen no return on my investment.
So many bananas. I give you this. I give you that, TJ. How dare you disrespect Banana Monkey like that? Who you think you talk to, TJ?
No.
Let me ask you a question, TJ.
Okay. Yeah, what's up?
Do Banana Monkey look like bitch?
No.
Do Banana Monkey look like bitch?
No.
Why you try to play
look like a
Banana
bitch,
Monkey
Banana
like
Monkey.
bitch then, TJ? Why you try to play Banana Monkey like bitch?
That's not true. I've given you so many bananas, Banana Monkey, and you've
give
gone into the
you
woods.
bananas, motherfucker.
No, you ain't giving me
Yes.
shit. You ain't giving me no bananas.
I give
No
you
bananas. I ain't seen no
banana.
bananas from you.
Oh,
No.
TJ, you're going to see more than banana from Banana Monkey now. You want me Kong? Huh? You want me Kong?
Banana
You
Monkey.
want me send Kong? You really
Send-
want to make
send
me
over.
do this? Destroy whole city to teach you lesson.
I
And
mean,
kill
you gotta do what you gotta
and
do, I
take
guess.
all you
but-
banana and leave you buck naked in the street, drowning in Kong jizz.
Wow.
That what you want?
I mean,
Or you just pay me my fucking banana? Where my
All right.
banana, TJ?
how many bananas do you think I owe you?
You insult me with that question, TJ.
Yeah. How many fucking bananas do you think I owe you?
It's not how many bananas Banana Monkey think you owe Banana Monkey. It's how many bananas you owe Banana Monkey. And you know, TJ.
I
There's
know
no
how- yeah,
discrepancy.
I know it's zero. I don't owe you any bananas. I've
You
given you
have
plenty of
any
bananas. If
idea
anything,
I
you owe me
recommend
bananas.
That you send your accountant to talk to Kong, my accountant.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't want to
This
deal
sounds
with
like
Banana
banana
Monkey accountant.
communism. This is banana communism, TJ. You're trying to say that all the bananas just belong to you and whoever?
Oh,
I gave this motherfucker so many
Banana
bananas.
Monkey, my whole life keep me flush in
All right.
banana. I shove them up my ass and make millions of dollars, but oh, Banana Monkey, nothing.
Let me tell you something. You fucking came to me, Banana Monkey, and you said, I give you my bananas. You come back with twice bananas. You go off in the jungle, you come back with 2 times my bananas.
And he did.
No, he did not.
He
You
did.
insult
Then he
me,
comes back.
TJ.
He comes back and he says, oh, well, hey, this time, I know it didn't work out last time, but this time I'm going to come back with 10 times bananas. I'm like, whoa. And it was too good of a deal to fucking believe in. So I fucking sent him out there. Oh, no. So I sent him out there with fucking my bananas. He said he was coming back with 10 times. Never came back. So, this is ridiculous. This is absurd. I mean, I didn't fucking
do. Tell it to Kong.
I don't even have any bananas. This motherfucker took me for every banana I had.
Cool story, bro.
I don't think he's convinced, TJ.
My friend, Banana Monkey, tell Kong, You not know how much you owe. This true?
Yeah, it's true. I think I owe. Actually, I do know how much I owe. I owe nothing. I owe zero. I don't owe any money.
Wrong.
Zero money.
We make easy payment plan. All you banana every week. Go straight to Banana Monkey. If not, Kong come collect banana.
Right.
You not want that. You understand terms of contract?
Sure.
Thank you.
It's made
Sorry,
pretty
guys,
clear to you, TJ.
I dropped out there for a second.
I hate fucking Banana Monkey and Kong, dude.
What happened?
They're trying to shake me down for all my goddamn bananas.
I told you not to get involved with that fucking monkey, TJ.
Got any bananas here right now? You say got nothing? Let's check, TJ.
I ain't have no fucking
Scotty,
bananas.
could you go check? Yeah. Yes, because you claim poverty on the banana front, but I bet there's bananas in the house.
You know what?
All you bananas should be in fucking Banana Monkey's pocket. And you know this, TJ. You better pay that fucking monkey.
I've given so many bananas to that motherfucker.
Oh, what's
Whatever.
that? Oh, what are
Scotty,
those, TJ?
I don't have any bananas,
I
Banana
don't have
Monkey.
any. You never gave me any bananas, Banana Monkey. Look. Oh, the telltale heart. The telltale banana.
Yeah. That's none of your damn business, Scotty.
Oh, you're going to have the gall to eat a banana after
serious?
Banana Monkey? Oh, my God, TJ. You're a dead man.
I ain't scared of that shit.
I'm sorry, Scotty, but you're about to be attending the funeral of your brother.
He deserves it.
He's done it now.
I got no bananas.
Oh, now he's eating a fucking banana despite Banana Monkey and Kong.
You know what?
Making a verbal fucking contract with Kong to give all his banana to Banana Monkey. TJ,
I did not make no verbal contract.
You did.
You did. Did he not, Scotty?
TJ, you most certainly agreed to that.
I don't believe so.
You did.
Roll back the tape, motherfucker. You agreed.
Nah.
Better keep that banana peel, TJ. Hope Kong fucking slips on it. It's about the only chance you're going to have.
You know what? I ain't scared of that motherfucker. Come on back. Come on back, Kong.
Oh, cute dude. Oh, man. I don't think Kong's going to talk anymore, TJ. I think he's going to come with his hand out, and you better put all you banana in that hand. And he's going to want that one that you just ate, too, and he's going to find a way to take it from you. Trust me. Oh, you eat one banana? That one finger. You watch. These motherfuckers don't play. That's why I don't get involved in this fucking speculative Wall Street and Banana Monkey bullshit. Because, dude, when it comes time to pay the piper, Kong shows up.
Man.
Wants all you banana.
You know how it is. Crazy stuff, man.
Is that a grease trap?
TJ, I feel bad for you, man.
Is it?
Oh, is it?
Is it a grease trap?
I don't know.
know.
Sure it is, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Well, you know what then? Get out of here, you.
Get on.